All right, James. What the heck happened last weekend?
Was going down a straightaway right before the mechanics there, and I hit this pothole, the same pothole I hit at press day, probably the same one, and I felt something pop in my shoulder, so my hands came off, and so I'm like trying to scrounge to get on the handlebars, and by the time I got back on there, I went off the cliff over there, and then ended up knocking my shoulder back in place. Knocked the wind out of me, so I was laying there for a while. So I just sat there for a minute just because I couldn't believe what was going on. Plus, I didn't have much breath in my system. And then now here we are. We're on Wednesday, and I'm slinging it up. And yeah, it's been a run. That's my phone. So yeah, that's still my phone.
What did the doc say this week?
Luckily, it was out and it was back in, so nothing's torn. I got my AC joint is a little messed up, but besides that, I just got some strained ligaments and a bunch of little things, but nothing too serious. So at this point, we'll just kind of see how I feel. I want to try to race this weekend. Tired of being at home, so it's painful, obviously. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Now I'm looking over your head. I don't see the black cloud, but it kind of feels like it's been there for a little bit.
Yeah, somebody must got a voodoo doll in me or something, and I'm pissed off, so I need to reverse it somehow. But with everything on there, like it's hard because I can be really like down about things, which I am bummed, but I just look at it, everything could be worse. I could be like really hurt, and for me, I go home, I'm happy. I got a lot of good things in my life right now, so it makes me happy. But at the same time, the only reason I come back racing, because it's probably as hard as it seems it is. I know I can still win. Otherwise, I'll be done racing. So I just got to figure it out. Whenever the sun shines over here, it'll shine bright, and I'll be all right.
And did I hear a kid on the way?
Yep, I got a little baby boy coming. Really proud about that. So it's 7/7. That was that for a due date. So he's supposed to come out July 7th. So we're excited about that. I always keep my life real private and all that, and not for just because that's the way it is. And with racing, plus I got everything else around me is pretty much keeps everybody off the rest of it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So hopefully everything goes good with that in a couple weeks. It's going to be kind of weird being at a race, and hopefully he just decides to stay in there for a little bit and wait till Daddy gets home. So we'll see.
Hey, in Vegas, seeing you bouncing around with Malcolm, it looked like I think you were maybe more excited for that than some of the championships I've seen you in.
Yeah, I guess probably I was excited about that. It's just been a while since I won a title, so we get to just celebrate with him. It's like it's ours. So no, it was cool. Malcolm was from the fat little kid that was playing fishing and doing all that stuff to seeing a man today to see. I mean, I saw him and I talked to him every weekend, so I saw him during the week and. Some days I was hurt, and I would go out and ride with him just to kind of see, or just go stand out there, and just I saw how much hard work he put in. So to see it was very gratifying. And then plus, we did something special. That's being the brothers to win a Supercross title. That was pretty cool. So my dad would like to take all the credit from his loins, like he said, but my dad was a sea rider at Dade City, and he sucked. So I'm gonna just take the credit on this one.
That's rough.
Yeah, but we're a very honest family. Like he tells me when I'm a D rider, so I'm gonna tell him he was just barely good enough to be a C, maybe C minus. But my dad's been there my whole career, my whole family, and he taught me how to shift and where the clutch was. And besides that, he's just been a great dad. He's been a hard dad, but he's been great, and I think that's why I am the man I am myself, and I wouldn't be here without my family for sure.
Yeah, I watched him after Boston for maybe 20 minutes, kind of roughing up Malcolm in there.
Yeah. No, I mean sometimes it's always I know my dad, so him roughing me and Malcolm is just like and out the one ear. But every once in a while, every 100 words, he'll say something that sticks out, and you only need one thing to coordinate. And he's been good at that, and he cares. I mean, he loves racing too. I think we're kind of living through his dream. But it's funny, he always tells me that he's like, Junior, can't quit when you get hurt. You just keep on going, because every rider, when you get something happy, you're like, I'm done with this, I'm over it. But truth be told, he quit when he got hurt back in the day, so that's when I came up. So I always laugh at him. So my dad's a funny old man, but I love him. So
well, that's what I like seeing in the PR this week. You saying, I'm not done, I'm not quitting. There's still some fight in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fight in there. I mean, it's just the way my last 2 years have been, it hasn't been that great. But a lot of people ask me, I think I said it at A1, so much has happened positive with my life while being suspended. It's been great. Like I said, I got my first son coming. I got my company going with 7. So there's a lot of things that's going good. And I just know I still got a lot of talent. There's things that I do that still shocks myself that I can do. And I just kind of listen to my body. I feel healthy, not healthy. I feel ready to go, but there's just something missing right now, and it's not will. It's just just got to work on it, just get more comfortable, and but when it clicks, it'll click, and I'll win before I go out. That's a fact.
Everything went great. The straight rhythm, Monster Energy Cup, an injury, Leal, an injury. How much did that set you back coming into the season?
Well, being Dungy running into me set me back a lot. But no, I mean, it's, I still don't blame him for what happened. It was a racing incident. But yeah, the straight rhythm was good. I won that race off talent because I was way out of shape for that race. And then, I came into the season actually feeling really good. I haven't been sick all year. I haven't been sick for 2 years. And a lot of these guys, and even I was in 14, I was so damn skinny. Every week I would go home, I was so sick. And so me, I feel better. I feel better as a person. But yeah, it set me back when I went over to Paris, and I ended up jacking my foot up. I missed like 3 weeks or so, maybe 4 weeks of riding. And then so I only had a couple weeks of racing. And then we would just, if you know anything about teams, you get parts in late. So we put on a part. We're testing it as we're going racing. I got concussed at the first race, and then it was just downhill. So I never really had an off season. My off season has been here trying to race, and that's why my Supercross season sucked. And I refuse to let the motocross season go that way, because I have a Supercross title to win, and I know a lot of people don't believe that, and I can care less. But I know I got a lot left, and it'll be back.
It's almost like you kind of have to show people something this summer.
Not really. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. A lot of people, even myself, I forget how many races I won. I was counting it up, and I lost. I think like heat races and moto wins. I won over like 300 races since I've been 16. So, people, you're only as good as your last race. I don't believe that. I believe you're as good as you think you are. So I know I'm still good, and I won a lot in this. I won a lot in racing. I plan on winning more. So, the people that don't believe in me, like I said, I don't really care. I want to prove to myself, I can race, and there's still a reason why I have a rod. These guys see that I still have talent, and they see that I want to win. So at the end of the day, it's just up to me to get it done. So we'll figure it out.
What's the plan for next year? Is it too early to?
The plan is to win. Is figure it out. All I know is that if I'm not good, I won't continue to race. But I know I'll be good, so I'll be here racing. So, it's just it's been a weird year. It's been hard to continue to go down the path I've been going. But I know ultimately that it's the right path, and we'll figure it out.